Look at the Burj Khalifa piercing the night sky, surrounded by an endless sea of illuminated skyscrapers. It resembles a science fiction movie set. The easy assumption is that this highly advanced metropolis sprang up overnight simply because someone struck oil in the sand. But if you rewind to 3000 BCE, this land was a vast, hostile mangrove swamp. Eventually, the water dried out entirely, leaving behind a barren landscape inhabited only by nomadic Bronze Age cattle herders. For thousands of years after that, the area remained a modest, walled fishing and trading village situated near the mouth of the Dubai Creek. Oil actually only accounts for half of the city's story. The real catalyst for Dubai's survival and its explosive growth was a devastating economic collapse that forced its leaders to evolve or die. The modern iteration of Dubai began in 1833, when the Al Maktoum dynasty took control of the settlement. To stimulate growth, they made a strategic policy decision in 1894. They completely eliminated taxes for expatriates to attract foreign traders. The policy worked flawlessly. It triggered a massive boom in the Gulf pearl diving industry, drawing in a massive influx of workers and merchants from India, Pakistan, and across the globe. This line chart maps the exponential rise of the Gulf pearling industry, peaking in 1917 with 335 active ships. To understand this reliance, look at relative value. A single 1-gram natural pearl was worth 320 grams of gold. Then, in the 1930s, a sudden technological disruption hit. Inventors in Japan figured out how to create artificial cultured pearls at scale. This single innovation entirely wiped out the global demand for natural pearls. Prices plummeted, and Dubai plunged into a severe financial depression, forcing the last major pearling expedition to close out by 1949. The crash delivered a permanent, painful lesson to Dubai's leadership. They learned exactly what happens when an entire society relies on a single commodity to survive. That lesson shaped their reaction when, in 1966, the city finally struck oil off its coast. The late Sheikh Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum refused to treat this new wealth as a permanent solution. He viewed the oil as a temporary windfall, a brief window of funding to bankroll a massive, rapid economic pivot. He immediately poured the oil revenues into massive construction projects throughout the 1970s. The city widened the Dubai Creek and built the sprawling Jebel Ali port to dominate global shipping lanes. The physical infrastructure was quickly followed by architectural and transit investments. In 1979, the city erected its first skyscraper, the 38-story World Trade Center, and by 1985, they launched their own flagship carrier, Emirates Airlines. These specific, highly calculated moves successfully transitioned Dubai from a regional port into a central global transit hub, connecting Cairo, Bombay, London, and New York. Every single oil dollar spent during this era was deliberately engineered to ensure the city would never again face the kind of total economic wipeout they experienced in the 1930s. Fast forward to today. Dubai now attracts over 24 million visitors annually, drawn in by an explosion of record-breaking architecture and luxury tourism. This massive growth was heavily supported by the 1971 unification of the United Arab Emirates, which provided the geopolitical stability required for long-term international investment. This pie chart illustrates Dubai's modern GDP breakdown. It shows that the vast majority of the city's wealth now comes from trade, tourism, and the Dubai International Financial Center. The actual oil revenue has been reduced to a tiny sliver. Current initiatives like the newly opened Museum of the Future and the Dubai Economic Agenda 2033 are direct extensions of that century-old survival strategy, keeping the economy moving forward as markets shift. Compare the vulnerability of the 1930s pearl collapse with the highly resilient, multi-layered economy operating today. If one sector experiences a downturn, the city has dozens of other industries to rely on. Dubai's towering skyline is a monument to relentless economic adaptation. It proves that learning from past failure and forcing constant evolution is the only way a city can truly survive the future.